If you are someone who is jealous because someone is more successful than you, if you're someone that's jealous because someone has more than you, if you're jealous of someone that is in a position that you want to be in, then you're actually harming yourself so much more than you know. All right. So on this episode, if you stay to the end, I'm going to help you with that because there's so many people out there who are just jealous of other people and what other people have. And when you're jealous of other people and what other people have, you actually block your own blessing from coming into your life. You actually block yourself from that person actually wanting to help you because jealousy is an energy, right? Being jealous of someone, you give off a certain energy. And as much as you want to hide it, it will come out, right? Either can verbally come out or it can just come out on your actions. Subconsciously, you don't even realize that you're doing something. You're just doing it because you're jealous of this person. But the people that, maybe at a higher level than you, they can feel that, right? Because they're not jealous because they got themselves to a higher level, right? Why do they have to be jealous of you? So realize that that jealous energy that you may be carrying may be blocking you or stopping you from getting to that higher level. All right. So make sure you stay to the end, stay locked in, and take some notes. Okay. So jealousy is huge, right? So many people are jealous of other people, whether it's they're jealous because they have a certain body, they're jealous because they have a certain income level. They're jealous because they live in a certain neighborhood. They're jealous of, maybe they have a partner, right, that they're with, and they're jealous of that person because that person has a partner that they want, or that person doesn't have a partner, so they're jealous of that person. Or they're jealous because everybody likes that individual, right? And there's all those type of people in life. All right. And if you're struggling with that, maybe you're someone that just struggles with being jealous. The first thing is to realize that we are all superior to one another. And when I say that, I mean there's something that I can do that you can't do. There's something that you can do that I can't do. So once you kind of have that type of mindset, you realize that there's gifts that you've been blessed with. There's gifts that I've been blessed with. There's gifts that other people have been blessed with. And we've all been given our own gift. And the main thing is to figure out what your gift is and to develop that gift, to work on that gift, to constantly be doing whatever it takes to, bring out that gift from you, right? You're being jealous because you're comparing yourself to that other person who developed and figured out what their gift is, rather than being humble and going to them and saying, how did you figure out what your gift was? Or how did you figure out how to get on this path? Or how did you get successful, right? And people that are successful love that when people come up to them and they ask them, like, how did you get to where you are, right? A lot of people just love talking about themselves, right? If you notice, people light up when they start talking. When you start asking people questions about themselves, they light up, they get excited. It shows that you're actually interested in that person, right? I don't know if it's a innate thing or it's a human nature thing, but a lot of people really enjoy, talking about themselves, telling you what they did or what they've done, or just the research that they've been researching on. Maybe it's like it's exciting to them, right? So take some time to, humble yourself, go to someone that maybe is in a higher position than you, maybe is doing something in the same industry or field that you're in, and have a conversation with them and ask them, how did you get to this level? How did you get to this point? And if they explain it to you, right, maybe then you can make a more informed decision whether you're going to walk that path. Because some people want what certain people have, but they're not willing to do what that person had to do to get what they have, right? Some people are at a certain level and they'll tell you, I had to sacrifice sleep, or I had to work overnights, or I had to work 3 or 4 jobs. And then when you hear that, you're like, do I even want to do that? Am I really cut out for that? Is that the life I really want? And then sometimes you realize, no, that's not what I want. And then that allows you to pivot, make another decision, change, right? Maybe you were deciding to create content and someone told you that's going to take you 5 years to get 100 views. And then you're like, no, what? I don't want to go through that. And then you decide not to. But if you don't ask questions to people who are in positions that you're in, if you don't talk to people and try to get mentorship or, try to pick their brain, then how are you ever going to really know, right? Being jealous is not going to help you. Being jealous of another person is just going to have them pushing you away, not wanting to reveal things to you, not want to help you. But when you come to people humbly, right? People really want to help those that are humble, right? People that come to them not trying to explain everything they know or tell them everything they know, rather using the 2 ears that we've been blessed with and listening, right? We've been given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So if you're struggling with that, it's time to change your approach, right? Change your approach. Swallow the pride, swallow the ego, because that's actually going to stop you from getting to higher level. Yes, you have to be confident. You have to be ultra confident to be at any successful position or get success. You have to be confident. But confident people is separate from people that are jealous, right? So you have to be confident, but you have to remove the jealousy. It's okay if you're not at a certain level. It's okay if someone looks better than you physically. You could get yourself there with your diet, with your discipline. You could get yourself there. It's okay if like you see a content creator or you see someone in your space and they're at a high level and you're not there yet. That's fine. The growth comes when you admit that you're not there yet and you're doing what it takes to get yourself there. Being honest with yourself is the key, because if you're lying to yourself, are you actually going to make a change? No, you're lying to yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. If you don't look good physically and you say to yourself, you're not talking down to yourself. You're just saying, right now, I don't look good. Right now, I don't like the way my body looks, but I'm working towards getting myself to where I like the way my body looks. And you still love yourself at the same time, but you're working on day to day, you're working on getting yourself there by having the right habits. And that's what it is habits, right? The habit of eating right consistently, the habit of getting enough rest, the habit of drinking enough water. So it's the same thing for the other side of life. Whatever goal you have, it's like, do you have the habits to get yourself this goal, right? Do you have the correct habits or the right habits? And if you don't, figure out what the habits are of the people that are in that position. And then once you figure out what their habits are, you take those habits and you implement them in your own life. And that's the key, is the implementation. Implement them in your life. When you know someone is at a certain level or a certain point, you know that they had good habits. All right. So my goal of this episode is really to get you out of the comparison zone where you're comparing yourself to everyone else, whether that be social media, your friend group, your family members, because we all are running our own race. No two same individuals have the same race. You know, everybody has their own lane. When you look at it from a perspective of a 100-meter race, there's not two people running in one lane. Everybody has their own lane. Yeah, someone might reach the finish line faster than the other person, but everyone's getting across that finish line. And if you want to be the first person to cross the finish line, then what do you think it's going to take, right? But you will cross the finish line, you will get there. But at the same time, we are all in our own lane, all right? And I use this analogy as well too. If you're running a 100-meter race and you're not looking forward, but you're looking to the person to the left, to the person to the right, I can almost guarantee that you're going to lose. Unless you're like way past everybody and you're approaching the finish line, then you look over to your left, then you look over to your right. But if you're starting the race and the whole race you're going down looking at two people, that slows you down. So you have to focus on your lane. What are the things in your lane? You have to look in your life and see what is in my lane right now. What is being thrown at me, right? Because God, which I believe in, will give you the signs. If you believe in the universe, they'll give you the signs. And you need to move towards those signs and discover those signs. Whatever the signs are for your life. I don't know. I have my signs. I have my feelings and my intuition, but you have your own. And my goal is to unlock that for you, to allow you to step into it. I want you to step into your greatness. I want you to step into the person that you've been put on this earth to be, right? That doesn't affect me if you become the ultimate person that you're supposed to be. But for some people, when you become the ultimate person you're supposed to be, they get jealous because they haven't stepped into the ultimate person that they're supposed to be, because they're so focused on everybody else and everything else and everything that's going on that they neglect their own self and their own life instead of building their life and developing their life, right? Use other people as resources to build your life. Don't have other people and be jealous of them, because everyone, from the homeless man to the wealthy man to the middle class man to the employee to the entrepreneur to the grandma to the grandpa, has some type of tip for your life, whether that's a tip to do something or a tip to not do something. You can look at it from two perspectives, two angles. And I know what I know. So take the information that you're hearing from me and apply it to your life. But I don't know everything. So, and I don't pretend that I know everything. I gain knowledge every day. I learn every day. And when I learn, I try to share that information and knowledge to other people because I believe it's valuable and it's helped me grow. So if it's helped me grow, let me give some tips to somebody out there and it may help them grow. And that's my calling. That's my purpose, is to help others. Everybody's calling is to help others, but I'm doing it in a different capacity. So step into, you have 6 months left in this year. If you haven't started the changes that you wanted to make in your life, you can start now. All right. Don't write off the whole year because January you had all these goals and you didn't do it. You're like, oh, I'm at June. I never started my goals. Oh, I'll just start next year. Well, next year becomes the year after, then the year after, then the year after. And then life just passed you by. And then you wake up one day and you realize you didn't build anything. You didn't grow anything. You didn't walk in your purpose. And then you don't feel fulfilled. You feel lost, right? So go on that journey because it's a process. It is a process. And the process could be 5 years, 10 years, could be your whole life going through that process. We go through a process, right? But you're not going to evolve if you don't take the first step in your process, on your process. That's how you evolve, is you take that step. The person that you're looking at today is not the same person 3 years ago. It shouldn't be. There's a problem. If you're the same person 3 years ago, then you have to reevaluate some things because you should always be evolving and changing and growing. And your perspectives could shift. Your mindset should get stronger. Maybe things that were holding you back don't hold you back anymore. You were in your own way. Now you're out of your way because you worked on yourself. You weren't confident, but now you've gained more confidence. And if you notice you're weak in certain areas or certain areas are holding you back, then you have to work on those areas that are actually holding you back from moving forward. If something's holding you back from moving forward, your goal has to figure out what is holding me back, why is it holding me back, and what do I need to do for it to not hold me back? All right, if you're enjoying the episode, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, share this episode to a friend, a family member. Remember, mindset is everything. Take a little bit each and every time to grow just a little bit every single day. All right, so check in with your mindset today. Do you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? A great book is called Mindset by Carol Dweck. If you're struggling with your mindset, check that book out. It should be able to help you. All right, peace and love. Until next time, Marcel Hyde Mindset.